about safety here. Do I need a harness, Mr. B?
No, I'll just push off the ladder.
Help you out and get you on your way.
Is she your like better half?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
100%.
100%.
Yeah. Brains of the operation. Yeah.
You know, what do you say with my hands sometimes? You don't call them sexy hands. I
Yeah, sexy hand, because everything you touch, you high track.
What's happening, Mr. B?
Well,
Welcome back first.
oh yeah, I was going to get to that. Anyhow, today we're at a place called BBQ Arms, and they do, as by the name, BBQ Arms, but they also do Starlink poles, and that's what we're here to collect today. So I ordered the I didn't order the two-piece, sorry.
Didn't we change our minds?
I ordered the telescopic black
Wow.
mounting pole for our Starlink, and now that fits into the jockey wheel, the old jockey wheel holder on the van. I also got the bag to go with it.
You like to be organised, don't you?
Yeah, so I mean, what happened was I searched and everywhere for this pole. A lot of places say they have it. Then when you click on it, it says online order only.
And we needed to get this
Before
sort of
we left.
ASAP. We needed to get this ASAP because, you know, if you have been watching, Mr. B is really organised and he wanted to make sure everything was spicky-spack. We're also going to take the guys through our setup and our install.
Yep.
Because that's going to be a little bit different to how maybe you already have your Starlink, or it may be something that they might go, wow, how good's this idea?
Jeez, inside voice, babe.
Well, you know, you guys always know I'm loud.
Anyhow, so when I first looked at BBQ Arms, it said they were actually in Pakenham in Victoria. And I'm like, well, I don't think that's going to get here before. Amanda ran into a couple of friends, and they said, no, they've moved to Ormo in Queensland, which is just between the Gold Coast and Brisbane.
Yeah.
And so I jumped online, sent them a little email, told them what they wanted. They said, yep, not a problem. Just do the order. In the checkout box, just put collect local. Customer service was exceptional, outstanding.
Love
I've
it.
just got to test the pole and the bag.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do that. I'm going to run it through its paces.
Yeah. But we're going to show you anyway. We're going to show you. We're going to show you what we've done with the fit, the install, the everything. So that's pretty much what this episode's going to be about.
And I don't know whether I should mention it.
Oh, what is it? Do you want to whisper? Is it something else? Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
So the van is back at the yard,
Yeah.
getting a hole in the wall.
Yeah.
So
because, sorry, again, Mr. B can kill you 1,000 ways with a butter spoon. A butter spoon? A dessert, probably an ice cream spoon. But
ice
to drill,
cream scoop.
but to drill a hole in the van, that was not going to happen.
Hey, I
But-
did contact a few places, and they said they weren't going to do it because they weren't sure
About the wiring.
the wiring in there, and they didn't want to do anything.
Yeah.
So I've taken it back. We've got from Space Tech. It's a adapter that actually goes through your wall, so you can connect your Starlink antenna to the little adapter on the outside of the wall, and then on the inside of the wall.
But we'll show them soon.
Yeah, so you don't have to have a window open. Anyhow, it is dust proof. It's IL76, I think. Something dust proof, waterproof, dirt proof,
Everything
bomb
proof.
proof.
Is it like Mrs. B proof when she's like in a hurry with the Starlink? Because, you know, what do you say with my hands sometimes? You don't call them sexy hands.
Yeah, sexy hand, because everything you touch, you fire truck.
Yeah, true. Anyway, we'll show you that as well. So let's get out of the rig now.
Yep.
Let's get out a digger and let's go and get our supplies, and then we can show the guys what's happening. So on that note, now's your time to get your, as we say, your teas, your coffees, your vinos, your whatevers, and we'll check back in when we've got our parts.
Okay.
Tony. Guys, meet Tony. Tony is the man of what we've come to collect today.
Yeah.
Give us a rundown. What's been happening? What are you guys fully about? Because I know we did get a few facts wrong before. Mr. B told you guys, that these guys were impacking them. That was not a fact.
No, that'd
Maybe
be
it was
one of our stockers. Probably, yeah, one of our stockers of our stuff. Yeah, no, we are Queenslanders. Yep.
I love that.
On the Gold Coast. 90% of what we do gets done here in Queensland. Our powder coater is about 12 kilometres that way. All the laser cutting gets done in Coorparoo and Toowoomba.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
How long have you guys been around for?
Coming on for 7 years.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Terrific. And what other products do you do as well?
So our mainstay was always the BBQ Arm, which is the arm, the bracket, the tray that goes on. But we found so many people want to work and travel, and the Starlinks were just gangbusters and nobody wanted to leave them on the ground. So we come up with the idea of the adjustable pole, slides up and down and retrofits into our jockey wheel. So if you've already got that, then you don't need one, everything refits.
Absolutely.
Comes in, same as with our vehicle tow hitch, goes in, it's
How good's
all
that?
interchangeable.
That's so good, so good. So I'm going to say the best way, like us, we contacted you guys directly through email, and as we said, communication was absolutely amazing. We chose to do a pickup here, and thank you so much. We did leave it till a little bit of the last minute before we were hitting the road again.
If it wasn't for the last minute, then nothing would get done.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
And as we were just having a little chat as well, how good is that BCF?
Yeah, so the BCF approached us and you can now get them in their superstores or online, which helps us. If there's a problem, we can say to them, if they're near one, they can go, and with all our stockers around Australia, 90% of the time you can go and get a part from them, and then we'll sort it out later with shipping back.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I am all set. Well, I'm not all set because you know what? I'm just going to be busy uploading videos for you guys to watch, but now I don't feel like I'm going to lose anything. I had an idea of putting it on the roof.
Yeah.
Probably not a good idea, was it, Tony?
No, this is good. If there's trees, you can move it around, you can drop the height.
Absolutely. Yeah. So what I'm going to do, as usual, I'm going to pop all the links below, contact these guys, support local 100%. You won't be disappointed.
No.
And thanks for all that information, because you know me, I would have just been like, blah, 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 blah.
So yeah, if you get hold of Kylie, she's 110% customer focused. She will do whatever she can, move whatever rock she has to help you out and get you on your way.
Is she your like better half?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
100%.
100%.
Yeah. Brains of the operation. Yeah.
All right, we are going to leave it there, and you know what? We'll show you the next step, and we'll see you soon. So stick around. Mr. B, Mr. B, we're back.
Here we are.
We're back, and as I said, Mr. B was, I was not letting him do this. So I'm going to introduce you to Ben.
Hey.
Looking mint. Love the finish. Tell us what you did.
Okay, so first of all, got a hole saw, drilled a hole from the outside, allowing the pilot drill to come through this side, and then you've got to drill the hole from this side so you don't get any split wood or that. Silicone it from the outside, screw it in. This little fitting here had to be cut down, shortened in order to fit up against the wall, and silicone that in. And then we put in a
What do you call that thing? Is that like called an in-betweener?
A cafe cable.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's basically just a cable hole for a desk.
Mr. B, you're all over it. You know what it was called?
It's called a cafe cable something.
I just call it a thingy, whopsit, whatever.
You had one. I actually cut down another one
Okay, yeah.
to flush the other side.
Now, I actually thought that you needed two, and Mr. B only had one.
Otherwise you would have seen the back of it and just a hole on the other side.
And I reckon that this is such a better way to run your Starlink.
Yep.
Definitely. And I mean, especially for us traveling full time, that type of thing. We definitely wanted to bring it back to you guys to get it done. You know, you guys know the van, you know the wiring, all the setup, that type of thing. Would you recommend a handyman do this or take it to the professionals?
But it's probably, if you're very handy, it's fine. But yeah, professionally, you do have to watch out for wiring as such in the walls.
Yeah, and again, that would come back to guys like your van manufacturer. Reason why we took it back to Trail, you know, these guys are so good for us and all of their customers, and even any of you guys that are in the market to, you know, get a new van. I've got to say, any job you need done, or recommendations, or just questions. And that's one thing that we love, that you guys knew exactly where the wiring was, that type of thing. And I mean, you're drilling into the van, like my blood pressure was like, ugh. But anyway, I feel like it just looks great. You're not even going to know it's there. Top job. What do you reckon, guys? I think actually I might go and have a look on the outside.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ben.
Sorry.
Is that mean it's Smoko now?
Oh no, another van.
Not beer o'clock?
Next van.
Move it on to the next van. Let's go and show you outside, guys. We are back.
Yep.
We've officially hit the road too, guys, by the way. So if you are up to date, we have left and we are on our travels.
We are.
It's been don't want to eat a fly or anything. It's been a couple of weeks and we needed to put this through its paces, or test it, as you say, test.
Yep.
And now we're going to show you the rest of the setup for the Starlink, whatever it's called. I'm no technical person here, but I think Mr. B is.
I've had a little bit of experience.
All right, so we bought the Starlink. We went and got the BBQ Arm. To recap, Ben fitted our little doobie. What's that thing called?
It's from a company called Space Tech. It's called a recessed data socket. So basically it goes through the wall of the van. We did get trial to actually do it because I contacted a couple other people and they weren't willing to put a hole because they weren't sure of cabling. So we had that done. It uses two RJ45 connectors, one on the outside, one on the inside. It is rated as IP68, so it is dust and waterproof. But we'll show the inside once we've done the outside bit.
Absolutely.
I think it was about, I'm going to say $40 something for the data socket. Came with all the bits and pieces that you need. Pretty simple process. That Ben said it took him like 15 minutes, if that, to do it.
Install, yep.
Yeah,
and I'll actually, as usual, put the links for that componentry, BBQ Arm as well. So then that way you guys, if you want to look it up, you can do that.
Yeah.
The only other thing that we had done, which we'll show you with our RJ connectors, is our son-in-law. Big shout out to Jack. He actually did that for us.
Yeah.
He, easy as. He's the expert in that department. And you know what, guys, as I always say, Mr. B, he can kill you a million ways with a spoon or a butter knife. But if you give him some electrical wires, would it be working, Mr. B?
No. See, my thing is, all these people out there qualified. If you do stuff yourself, then it does them out of business. So,
yeah.
Jack's an electrician. So he knows the bits and pieces and which wires go into little holes and all that sort of stuff. So I let him do his job. He's a professional.
That's it.
You don't send an electrician to go and kill someone, do you?
No. I'm not sure if we needed our friend Annette already. Because as you can see,
shocking.
We've hit the road already and we're going like this, guys, because, we got flies.
We got
lots of flies. All right, enough banging on. Let's get this bad boy up.
It's a BBQ Arm. It attaches to your old jockey wheel clamp. We've got the blackjack, so we had the spare one here. BBQ Arm actually do sell another one that you can attach to your A-frame and basically mount it as well. So quick and simple. Whack that in. This is aluminium. It does come in black and also the aluminium colour. A couple of dials here. And up she goes. Just make sure they're nice and tight. And that's basically it.
Just got to say too, guys, by the way, this TRA ladder, this is the I've got to make sure I get it on even ground today. Had a bit of a whoopsies the other day. Didn't have it quite even, and Mr. B's like, what the heck are you doing, lady? You nearly fell off. So yeah, this is the TRA ladder, which we actually paid for, $160 by the way, but I'm going to say it is a good addition, especially if you've got the caravan and you need to get up and do something like this, or even clean your solar panels. So, all right, Mr. B.
As you can see, it has an outer cap.
I'll take my shoes off.
To protect it. So this is the RJ45 connector.
Well,
it also has the waterproof attachment, so when it's screwed in, there's no water or dust or anything getting in.
We're all about safety here. Do I need a harness, Mr. B?
No, I'll just push off the ladder.
Give it here.
Undo the screw first.
Oh, righto. Here we go.
Jeez, don't push on it that much.
It's pretty easy. We just undo this cap, obviously, for the dust and all that sort of stuff. And you've got your RJ connector here. And as Mr. B showed you, that one there.
Yep.
So we just click that on like that. And then we've got this little connector here. It is important, and I found that it is really easy just to hold this cord and then spin it, because you don't actually want your cord rotating in any way, because obviously that could damage it. So I just simply hold here, hold the cord. And we all know tighty, righty, loosey, lefty. So that's connected on through there. And then I'll just tighten that end one up. Simply easy as that. Like a boss. Check it out.
So the main thing you want to remember when doing that, like Amanda says, don't twist the cable.
Yeah.
Otherwise you're going to end up with breakages as well.
Exactly.
So when we had the Space Tech socket put in, I did speak to Ben about where was the best place to put it. Because we are running Starlink off 240 through our inverter, he's put it where there's easy access to a power point. So for safety reasons, what I like to do is make sure that the cord does not touch, sit across, or rest on the hot water cylinder. So what I like to do is get the cord, give it a little bit of tension, walk it round the front. I do have a O-ring here, so I either rest it on that so it doesn't actually go onto the hot water. If it is super windy and the cord, I do have a couple of these little Velcro-y things. I don't like to have cables on the ground. People tread on them, walk over them, trip over them, so I like to try to keep them up and elevated. So this is the inside part of it. So RJ45 connector, basically there, goes into the socket, as you can see. We never unconnect that, we just leave it permanently. We have another hole that was put in here with a cafe recess. Basically goes through the wall so we can get to the 240. That's the router. That's the other cord that usually is theirs, which is connected, and then obviously 240 volt power straight into the power point. I find it better sitting up here, it's out of the way, and I've found I get perfect reception with the door up or down. Majority of the time, if it's really hot outside and that, I tend to leave the door open, just let a little bit of air circulate through, and then just the inverter, 240 volt. So we've been using the system now, I'm going to say for about 5 weeks, and it works really well. There are other systems out there, I'm not going to name them because we're not
associated with them.
Yeah.
At all. We're not even associated or sponsored in any way by any of these.
Space Tech and BBQ Arm.
Yeah. Yep.
I researched and purchased them, so we didn't get anything free. There are other systems, like I said, that you can run 12 volt. Some of them are really expensive, $2.5 grand. And you got other ones, so if you're more inclined to 12 volt, then so be it. But we've got an inverter, and we might as well use it.
It doesn't make any difference, really, does it? Like,
it draws a little bit less amp when you're on 12 volt, but
okay.
The thing is, you can be off grid, you don't need an inverter and stuff like that. So
yeah, but if you've got it, I mean, most of these big vans have inverters, so
they do.
May as well use what we've got, eh?
So we've not had a problem with reception.
No.
The setup for Starlink is quite easy if you don't have one. Probably takes about 5 minutes tops. Set it up, hold your phone up the sky, grab all the 100 satellite little icons.
How cool is that too? Setup was fun.
And then it will tell you whether your dish is pointing in the right way, whether you need to move it a little bit. It is, it's got motors in it to turn it and get the best reception, but it will give you a rating of whether there's any interference, so there might be a tree in the way. We did notice though, when we were back in Brisbane,
Suburbia.
we did have it up one night and it was a massive storm, and internet just kept, like we're watching
Was it Netflix?
we're watching one of the 3 top TV stations. And it kept freezing, and I'll just say I was watching the football.
You were watching the footy, Mr.
And
B.
it kept freezing and then unfreezing every 30 seconds. So that was from the storm, which is, if you've got really bad cloud coverage in storms, you're obviously going to lose full reception to satellite. But most times, thick cloud, you're still going to get all your satellite stuff. We've never really had a problem. It works 1,000 times better than Telstra, which we're on the Audi network, which backbones off Telstra.
And that's what we had been doing with our travels prior. And obviously we've just kicked off again, and we really thought about it from the plans that we had, hotspotting, that type of thing, and not just using it, I guess, like for uploading this type of content, but just for a number of reasons. We actually thought Starlink was definitely the way for us to go and move forward. It's not cheap. They have just had a price increase to $195 a month. It was around about $174. It's really easy to connect. It is a direct debit system, but you can pause it. So if you aren't full-time travelers, or you're just like weekenders or a couple of months, they have like a pause system. So as long as you pause it and you're mindful of what period of the dates that you've paused it to and from, then you won't be then charged the next ongoing month, which we thought was really good, even though at this stage, you know, obviously we'll be having it month to month. We have heard in conversation with other travellers that we know, when they sort of go more into built up areas, sometimes, you know, they've said, oh, you know, we just flick it on pause or whatever. But I think we'll just play it by ear. We'll keep you updated on that as well.
Yeah, so the other good thing with this is Wi-Fi calling. I do have, even though I've finished with my knee surgery, I still do have doctor's appointments and stuff to do with the Department of Veteran Affairs. So before, when we were travelling, you know, I'd have to find an area where I had reception, you know, on a specific date. If I've got a doctor's appointment or a phone call I need to make, I had to be in a specific location. Now I just whack Starlink up, turn it on, have my phone call. You know,
it restricted us.
It did a fair bit, and now I'm finding that, you know, you're not so much restricted. Like we don't have it on 24 hours a day.
No,
you got to be mindful of really the drainage. I think it's about 6 or 7 amps an hour it pulls.
Yeah. But
then you got to work out, well, then you got your TV, you know, if you're watching TV, or, you know, your phone, other stuff that you're running in the van.
Yeah.
So just be mindful. So like we usually at the moment whack it on at night. You might watch Netflix or Paramount or something like that.
Yep. Or during the day a little bit if I want to do some, you know, bits and pieces to do with the internet and that sort of stuff. But we're just mindful of it. I mean, again, we know some people just run it continuously. They may have battery setups. We're not going to go into battery setups, but just be mindful of it. Like, yeah, I mean, we're living this lifestyle and having some, you know, this form of technology, but we want to enjoy stuff as well. So not having Starlink on 24/7.
Yeah, so usually at night, once we're finished,
turn it off,
turn the inverter off, and that's it. And you don't have to worry about, you know, your battery power. And then you might, like, today's a little bit overcast, and I said to Amanda, we're watching it this morning, I said, well, we'll just turn it off because, you know, the cloud cover was over and we weren't getting that much from the sun. Sun's come out now, which is nice, so that'll top up our batteries. We're still at like 98% this morning. You know, we used 2% overnight, and that was watching I was watching Starlink for 2 hours. We watched a couple of episodes of a show.
You watched Starlink for 2 hours.
Oh, we had Starlink running for 2 hours.
You're funny.
And then, you know, turned it off. So
Anywho's, we love it. We love it.
we'll do an update date in 6 months.
If we have forgotten anything with our setup to do with our Starlink, BBQ Arm, and that thingy-majig that's in the wall,
The recessed data socket.
That one.
Space tech.
that one. If we've forgotten anything or there's any questions that you wanted to ask us, flick it in the comments below. We will do our best to answer them or send you in the right direction.
Yeah. Amanda said she will put all the details for
Links.
the data socket, the BBQ arm, all that stuff down below.
Yep.
And then if you want to go down the same path, then you've got that information there and ready to access.
Absolutely. So we hope that you've got something out of this episode. If not, well, thanks for watching anyway, if you made it to the end.
Or if you're using another system,
Oh yeah, true. That we might actually find better.
yeah, please let us know. And we'll take that into consideration for future.
Yeah. Because we always love to hear, well, I guess we've done this system from knowing from other people. So yeah, if you've got something else that may be better for us that you think, let us know.
Yep.
Alrighty. Good job, Mr. B. I love your work.
Thank you.
These guys have still got to be safe
Oh, okay.
and go on adventures.
Okay. Well, you can say it today.
No, that's your thing. Off you go.
Okay. Remember, guys, go on adventures, have fun. Please always remember, please be safe out there travelling.
And we'll see you next episode.